Well, you know what? I tell you what, child. If you can handle that ultra divine water, then perhaps you'll have what it takes to stop King Piccolo.
Hey guys, DB right here, and today continuing again with what if Barne went with Goku to Earth. Now, carrying on where we last left off, it was quite the brutal. It was quite the brutal what if scenario back in the previous part, especially for Barne, the twin sister of Goku in this timeline, who fell victim battling King Piccolo's elite trio, violin, triangle, and gong. Yes, other OCs that I've used in the past in other King Piccolo what-ifs. And well, with her barely surviving, much like her brother did fighting King Piccolo in the original timeline, barely hanging on, she was able to summon the Flying Nimbus, which hasn't been destroyed in this timeline, in order to fly over to Master Korin. And now, she has arrived. And, just like with Goku, in the original, she's given a Sensu Bean and fixed up, and basically, she's babbling at 50 miles an hour, trying to explain to Korin what's going on here.
So basically, you got stomped by King Piccolo's men, and now you're seeking greater power in order to stomp them back, am I right? Is that just about the gist of it?
Yes.
I see Master Roshi and the others have pretty much secured the remaining Dragon Balls.
And,
Now, I don't know what it is you plan to do with those Dragon Balls, but you do. There's no guarantee that the Dragon's power be enough to stop King Piccolo. And that even if you all fought together, that you would even have enough power to stop King Piccolo.
But that's why I came here. I need more power. I need to get stronger. My brother is still out there. And sooner or later, he's going to be fighting these monsters. I'll do whatever it takes. I'm not afraid.
Well, if you put it that way, perhaps it's time you tasted the ultra divine water.
Is that anything like the water you had us try last time?
No, this is the real stuff. But be warned. If the power within you is not there to be unleashed, you will die.
And well, Barne deciding it's well worth the risk. Basically, the little table with the teapot and mug is set there. She pours herself and straight away gulps it down. Now, meanwhile, with the other Dragon Balls gathered by Team Roshi, they have begun to set up their little trap for King Piccolo as he comes down. Now, just like in the original, Master Roshi buried the Dragon Balls, and well, just like in the original, he's having everyone hide out, including Goku, Krillin, Tien Chiaotzu. They're all hiding out. They just they are there in case the worst happens. And well, Tien is pretty stubborn about and insists on going with Roshi. And well, just like in the original, Roshi is forced to knock Tien out, and he's telepathically telling Chaozu to stay clear and to make sure that Krillin and Kakarot do the same. If you want the Dragon Balls so badly, Piccolo, you're gonna have to take them from me. Huh. Well, it's quite amusing that at least someone here knows my name. Huh. Sire, you don't need to dirty your hands with this wretch. Send your elite trio. We'd be glad to rid you of this old man and take the Dragon Balls for you. And so King Piccolo sends his elite down, and well, it's actually a bit of a spectacle, Roshi versus the trio. After all, this is Master Roshi we're talking about, and they're still weaker than what King Piccolo currently is, so this is a bit more of an even fight. Except that there's 3 of them, and that Roshi cannot keep up with them forever, and, well, with Tien knocked out, restlessly, Kakarot and Krillin do charge in to back up their master, and, well, it's still not quite going as well. Chaozu is more or less thinking that he should just go out and help at this point, but Roshi is keeping it 100% clear that he stay out of this. You know, he will discipline his own pupils when this is over. And, well, like I said with Krillin and Kakarot backing him up, it's still not really faring much better because the ones that Krillin and Goku are tangling with are just as strong as the other one, and ultimately our trio of good guys are beaten back, and well, at this point it looks like Master Roshi is going to die. So, out of nowhere, he fires a surprising Mafuba shot and does take aim at King Piccolo and sweeps him up much like in the original. And he's like, no, anything but the jar, no! Thanks to the distraction Goku and Krillin caused fighting with the other 2, they weren't exactly able to get in the way of the blast and protect their master. But, just like the original, Roshi misses and ends up succumbing to death thanks to the toll the Mafuba has on their opponent. But, in the with some good news, at least Tien witnessed the Mafuba, and with Krillin and Kakarot still alive, they witnessed it too. And well, then the trio pretty much fire a key blast at Krillin and Kakarot, pretty much thinking they have destroyed them as well. King Piccolo now retrieves the remaining of his Dragon Balls and summons the dragon to grant his wish. And just like the original, Chaozu tries to make the real wish to make King Piccolo disappear. However, it didn't work. Like in the original, King Piccolo spots this and kills Chaozu right there on the spot. Yeah, sorry, Tien. You should have kept your little friend out of it. And well, King Piccolo makes his wish. I wish to gain back what time has taken from me. I wish for my youth. King Piccolo, then gaining his eternal youth. And, well, with, him and everyone else believing everyone else is dead, they, take off. And, well, by the time Tien comes to, he's, waking Krillin and Goku. Now, meanwhile, Barne is, struggling with the water, much like her brother did, but it's taking a bit longer for the water to take its effect on her. Now you might be thinking, oh, maybe there's no more power within her to let out at this point. Well, you'd actually be wrong. It's just taking a little longer for the water to kick in because her potential is actually greater than her brother's. How much greater? Only time will tell. And as the water finally does take its effect and her potential unlocked, Korin is breaking the bad news to Korin that Master Roshi has lost his life, along with Chaozu. What about Kakarot and Krillin? And Tien?
Well, as far as I gather, they're still alive.
And well, so, pretty much with that, and after Yamcha and Bulma have been filled in, pretty much Tien, Krillin, and Kakarot are pretty much working their butts off to try master the Mafu Bar. Now, both Kakarot and Tien master it no problem. Krillin has a bit of struggling time with it. Now, it's not because he's weaker than they are or anything like that. It's just not coming to him as easily as it came to Tien and Kakarot. And that pretty much goes with the same as, everybody learns at different paces. So, no other reason other than that. And well, now that Barne has this new power, she can definitely sense King Piccolo's power, the heightening level it has reached. She can sense the other three, and she can sense Krillin, Tien, and Kakarot as well, who seem to be heading towards the direction of this city. Because during this time, while Kakarot and Tien have been training, and Barne is sort of adapting to her new power, because that's how much of a difference it's come with Barne, that's to the point that she had to sort of stay with Korin for a little bit to sort of adapt to it. And, well, since then, just like in the original, King Piccolo had taken over King's Castle and has declared himself the new King of Earth, and threatening to destroy a sector every day on Piccolo Day. If you're lucky, some of you will live the next 40 years. Ha 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 ha. Anarchy rising everywhere. Sano and Android number 8 present, having to deal with this aftermath and this monstrosity. However, before King Piccolo could go overhead and destroy West City, Tien, Kakarot, and Krillin arrive on the scene, and they are ready for a fight. And well, perhaps I can spare a minute. Perhaps a public execution of these three would be just the thing to scare the rest of the human race in line. And so, basically, it is the Trio Elite versus Tien, Kakarot, and Krillin. However, the fighting is going pretty differently like it did originally. Remember, Kakarot nearly dying, Zenkai boost. So, Kakarot has managed to increase his power since then. Lucky Saiyans and their Zenkai boosts. It's pretty much put him to a level he can definitely take on one of the members of the Elite one-on-one. However, Krillin and Tien aren't really faring as much. Tien does try to use the Mafuba to sweep up King Piccolo. However, Violin sees this coming and gets swept up himself. King Piccolo destroying the jar. And now Tien suddenly, huffing and puffing and nearly out of energy. And Krillin's not faring that much better either. At this point, they're pretty much useless in the battle. And pretty much Kakarot is fighting the trio alone. And it's beginning to look like the trio versus Master Roshi all over again, when suddenly someone else arrives. And who would that be? Why, that would be Barne, of course. And she comes between the three of them. Huh. Ha, so it's you. You didn't die after all. You know this one, my trio? Yes. However, she shouldn't pose much of a problem. We beat her quite easily. If we were perhaps a bit more thorough, she wouldn't be here right now. Well, very well. One more head for the spike. And well, not Violin, Gong pretty much tries to charge Barne right then and there, and in a similar fashion to her brother with battling Drum in the original, she basically just kicks Gong's head off right then and there, and him exploding. So I guess more like a Gohan killing Cell Jr., really. And, well, the other two begin to attack her as well, but Kakarot is not going to let them gang up on her sister, as both of them battle side by side, each of them taking out a member of King Piccolo's Elite, and we pretty much got the two Saiyan siblings going up against King Piccolo. Yeah, if you thought I was keeping Kakarot out this battle, think again. And, with, Barne's power-up and also Kakarot stronger than what he was previously, it is proving to be quite a handful for the, Demon King Piccolo, because even if he manages to, get Kakarot off him, here comes Barne able to battle with King Piccolo on equal footing, and, not to mention Barne and Kakarot have spent their years together coming up with double team maneuvers and such, and this is constantly keeping King Piccolo off balance, that he can't really seem to get a technique in offensively. He might get a punch in on one of them every now and then, but the second he gets rid of one of them, the next one's on him. It's like Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Darth Maul in The Phantom Menace. If Maul got one of them off him, the next one was on him. So if you want to picture what the battle kind of looks like, picture that. And, well, King Piccolo doesn't really begin to really get the edge over the two heroes until he starts targeting Tien and Krillin as well, forcing the Saiyans to defend them, and so now they're beginning to take some damage, and then King Piccolo is powering up with all his power, firing a deadly Ki Blast basically at everybody, not caring if he levels the entire city in the process. After all, King Piccolo's going to remodel it would have probably wanted to remodel it anyway, like he did in my What If King Piccolo one. So it's not like he cares about the environment he's in at the moment. And, while this blast has, tired out, the duo, they've got a bit of a plan. As King Piccolo fires yet another deadly blast, he actually thinks he's killed one of them. Kakarot is nowhere to be seen. Barne is still there, huffing and puffing, looking like she's on her last legs, and she continues the battle with King Piccolo, except that it pretty much looks like King Piccolo has now got the edge of the battle. And, well, when he resorts into taking Krillin hostage, it stops Barne at her feet from battling back against Piccolo. However, King Piccolo is not expecting this. Kakarot bursts himself out from the crater and comes in with a headbutt directly up the chin of King Piccolo that it's forced him to release Krillin, and suddenly Barne is jumped up behind Piccolo. Kamehameha! Engulfing King Piccolo in a Kamehameha. Is King Piccolo alive? Yes. Very barely. And, well, King Piccolo, huffing and puffing, his breathing's getting faint. I can't believe this. Beaten by a couple of twerps. I'm no match for him. Spits out Junior. Go, my son. Finish what I've begun. And, well, he, blows up. And pretty much that ends the whole battle with, King Piccolo and his reign of terror. And, well, with, the Dragon Balls gone and destroyed, they're left wrecking their brains how they're going to bring the others back. And, well, Kakarot and Barne decide to take another trip to Korin's tower to try and get some answers on what they could maybe do with that. This time, they're not careless to, leave the power pole behind or anything like that. And, well, they actually get told all about Kami, that he lives on the lookout above Korin's sanctuary, and that thanks to the power pole they can get there and see him and get him to bring the dragon back, which is pretty much exactly what they do, carrying the bell as proof that Kami had sent them. And that it pretty much goes pretty much like it does in the anime, with them having to get through Popo first, and Kami agreeing to see them both. Both of the Saiyan siblings attempt to attack Kami, mistaking him for King Piccolo. And, well, when he's all really mate. They're commenting on that loud car. Sorry, guys. So with that, Kami is before them, and he agrees to restore the dragon in the condition that both of them, not just Kakarot, both of them train up on the lookout for the next 3 years for the next Tenkaichi Budokai. Ooh, I'm going to have fun in the next part. I get to draw adult Barne. Sweet. And, well, with them being revealed that King Piccolo is still alive, being reincarnated as Piccolo Jr., he will be there in 3 years to challenge them at the tournament. And well, this is where we're going to leave things for right now. With everyone being restored by the dragon, and the dragon telling them they will see their friends, the Saiyan twins, in 3 years' time. So, anyways, what do you guys think? Did you enjoy this part of the story? Did you enjoy this arc? Don't forget to leave your comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys again next time.